guys, it's Jarek the Dragon from RDA. Got another chrono today, and this one's of a pretty anticipated gun, just a little bit. This is of the WE G36C. Now they're calling it the G39C for copyright reasons, licensing, don't want to get sued, all that different stuff. But here it is. It's gas blowback, and so far, I've been actually very impressed with it. I'll go over more in the review of why I'm impressed with it. But let's just go ahead and get this done before it gets completely dark, because it's starting to get dark outside. So I got a fully loaded magazine, loaded with .2s and propane. Let's see how hard this thing shoots. Alright, so feet per second first. Something I need to point out today is usual winter day in Portland. It's about 40 degrees outside. To me, it actually feels pretty comfortable after it being, kind of hot for the last 6 months. At least hot for me anyway. But for gas guns, it's not exactly the same. 40 degrees, it's very humid. The humidity level here is not a good thing for gas guns. When people hear humidity, they think warm humidity. In Portland, usually when it's humid, it's pretty cold. See, the biggest difference is because we get the rain that comes from the Pacific Ocean. And unlike the Atlantic Ocean, where it cycles upward, the Pacific Ocean cycles downward. So the water we're getting is basically freezing Alaskan Ocean that's raining here. So it's about the difference between locking yourself in the bathroom, turning on hot water, or turning on cold water. It's still humidity, just very, very cold. So it's not good for gas guns right now. I need to point that out because it's going to be probably about 10 feet per second, a little bit lower, 10 to 20, a little lower than usual. But I'm going to stop talking. Let's just go ahead and shoot it. Again, .2s and propane. 332, 362, 348, 356, 323, 347, 353, 306, 337. Okay, so it seems to be fluctuating quite a bit. A few shots went down to 320. One shot went down to 310, which is a little weird. But I'm going to say the average is probably going to be around 350 to 370 feet per second. Actually perfect for what you want. This gun is most likely going to be used in woodland. So this gun is going to be absolutely perfect for going out in woodland. Let's go ahead and do a rate of fire now. Rounds per minute. Full auto. Whew. 800 rounds a minute. 950, 1,000, 920, 890. Okay, so this is definitely on a warmer day going to be averaging around 1,000 to 1,100 rounds a minute. I have to say this thing has a really strong recoil. It feels very, very nice. It's much more than a standard .22 rifle. If you've ever fired a Ruger 1022, this has twice the amount of kick that has. So this thing has quite a lot of recoil. A full auto feels really satisfying, being around 1,000 rounds a minute, and it's shooting about 350 to 370 feet per second. So overall, I'm still very, very impressed with what this thing's doing. Alright, now it's time to shoot a can. I reloaded and regassed the magazine. So first, semi-automatic. Full auto. Actually ran out of ammo in the mag. Reloaded the mag again. Let's empty another mag and do it in full auto. And we are out of BBs. Alright, so here's the can. Lots of BBs in there. Quite a few holes, especially when I shot it in full auto. A lot of the BBs just went straight on through it, pretty much shredded the can. So this is definitely shooting 350 feet per second, 350 to 375, and definitely shooting around 1,000 rounds a minute. And again, this thing feels totally awesome while you're shooting it. Lots and lots of recoil. Alright, so there you go. This gun, like I mentioned, I'm very impressed with it. And this gun shoots about 375, 350 to 370 feet per second, kind of fluctuates a little bit, and around 1,000 rounds a minute. And with the bolt, it's pulling back. It's pulling the whole top piece and a giant just slab of metal inside there. every time doing that. And in fact, I still have gas left in here. I'm just out of interest. Let's see how much gas this has left after emptying 2 mags out into that can. Oh, right. Bolt catch works perfectly fine. A little hard to push at times, but... And there you go, which for that is actually pretty good considering outside right now, again, 40 degrees, very, very cold, humidity. Not exactly the best for this gun. So gas efficiency, I'm very impressed with. Feet per second and rate of fire, I'm very impressed with. How much recoil this has, I'm very impressed with. External quality, everything about this gun. Really with a lot of companies, it's a question of when is the company going to step up, if it steps up. WE stepped it up. This is definitely proof. This thing makes a KWA G36C feel like a toy. And I'm not saying that with any bit of sarcasm. This is about the difference between a CYMA AK and a real sword AK. That's about the difference from this. Nothing against KWA. They're a great company, but this thing just feels amazing. Okay, MIDI rant done. I got that out. I'll do more of that in the review because I'm thoroughly impressed with this. But again, if you guys want to buy this gun, there's a link down below to RDA's website. There's also a link down below to RDA's forum where you can talk to the community. So with that said, that has been Red Dragon Airsoft's Chrono of the WE Gas Blowback G36C.